Vigilante Williamson here with a very simple question, or maybe not so simple of a question. That's how should I feel, how should anyone feel about this rumored card out in Saudi with all these big names on it? It's a bittersweet feeling because there's a lot of names that are on this card, and it seems like a very good card, one of the better cards we've had in years. Some people have said in decades, but the names aren't quite matched up to where I want them to be. We have Anthony Joshua on the card, Deontay Wilder on the card, but they're not fighting each other. Instead, they'll be fighting Joseph Parker for Wilder and Otto Wallin for Joshua. Don't get me wrong, Joseph Parker Wilder is a pretty big fight. I kind of think that's a really good fight. I'm not sure that Wilder is just going to knock him out. He might, but it's going to be a tough thing. Wallin, I'm not as high on as other people. Then there's another, there's a ton of other people who are supposed to be on this card. Bivol is supposed to be on this card. Frank Sanchez is supposed to be on this card. Filip Hrgovic is supposed to be on this card. There's another fight I don't want. Dubois and Gerald Miller. Miller is just such a, he kind of gave the whole sport a black eye with all his drug, not allegations. He got caught with a lot of drugs in the system. I don't think he should be on this card. There's a rumor that he might be switched out for Chisora, but there's so many big names in talks, but they're not quite fighting each other. Like, I wish, obviously we all want Joshua and Wilder, right? But it's not just that. I want Hrgovic instead of fighting Bakole, which isn't a bad fight either. Bakole, I'd much rather see Bakole maybe match up with someone like Dubois, because I kind of keep them at the same level. And Frank Sanchez, who I'm really high on, but I haven't really seen him fight the competition I want him to fight somebody like Hrgovic. Bivol, I really wish he could fight better BF, but there's a lot of politics involved with that. So I don't know what's going on there, but a lot of these fighters I wish could fight other people, but at the same time there's a lot of different promoters involved, and boxing is so bad at getting cards together. Usually, you're paying $80 for one fight and a bunch of fights you don't care about. And so that's not what we're getting here. We're getting a super card, a super fight, a bunch of different fights that are very exciting still. Like I said, Wilder, if I could close, it would be Wilder Parker. To me, that's the fight with the most intrigue on this card. It looks like the Saudis are making nice with Joshua out in London, even though there's rumors that Deontay Wilder is on his way to London to maybe help with the organization or sign the contracts, whatever. This card is obviously going to be out in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on December 23rd, which was the date at first for Fury and Usyk, but I guess after Francis Ngannou shocked the world, that date's been pushed back to February. And so to fill in this date, they're trying to go with a super card. And listen, I do want to see this. I will watch this, and it will be one of the few boxing cards I watch the whole card for, or at least most of it. But man, I want to see Joshua Wilder. Now, is this one step closer to that? Maybe. And I haven't even named, there's other Magdavov, I maybe messing up his name. There's so many different people on this card. It's like, man, this is a cool thing, like a boxing WrestleMania. But man, I really wish we could get the fights matched up exactly like I wanted to, but maybe I'm asking too much as a boxing fan. Maybe I got to accept the reality that boxing is filled with politics and bullshit, and this type of card is just the best we can get. It's just the best we can get in this day and age. And it is, one of the better cards, at least for, is it fair to say a decade? Maybe close to a decade, yeah. Last time you had a card with this many interesting individual people on here. I really want to see, again, the fights, matched up a little better. I'm looking at the comments as I've recorded. Some people want to see Magdavov and Hrgovic. Like I said, I'd rather see Frank Sanchez and Hrgovic. I'd much rather see Dubois fight somebody like a Bakole. Even though Dubois might not even be ready for somebody like that. He might not be ready for anybody. I don't know if Dubois is ready for the big time, period. But that's another can of worms. Maybe Magdavov, Bakole. Who knows? There's other people that, you could have. Bivol Rivera is going to be somewhat interesting. I would definitely have Bivol. But yeah, man, I'm mixed. I really want to see a lot of these fights. matched up a little bit better, but I mean, we're not getting better than this. We're not for one card, not with all the promoters putting their bullshit aside. A lot of people have political reasons for not liking the Saudis. Man, they're putting together a lot of sports stuff. They're doing stuff with WWE, they're doing stuff with golf, they're doing stuff with UFC, and they're doing something big with boxing. They're becoming one of the epicenters for sports, you know what I mean? And love them or hate them, they've put a lot of money towards it. And if it wasn't for them, a card like this couldn't even happen. So that's why I'm mixed. I'm very mixed. But what do you think? I can go back and forth on how mixed I am. But what do you think about this card? Are you happy because we're getting all these big names all on one card? Are you like me where you're a little apprehensive because these names aren't quite matched up? Even though we still have some interesting fights, don't get me wrong. What do you think? If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.